reminds me of what my daddy used to say. That's a plumber's nightmare. Boy, I don't know if this one was too much of a nightmare, but it definitely, you gotta kind of think about it. So, one of my biggest pet peeves, and I know everybody, I'm not the only one. How many times have you all lathered up inside the shower and somebody turns on the dishwasher or laundry and like all your hot water is gone, or your cold water, and you like get burned or you freeze to death. Then you're all wet, right? And you open the door and you yell, "Hey, turn it off!" You know, whatever that thing is that you turn off. Oh, don't you hate that? Well, I wanted to find something that would eliminate that, especially in a small home like this. Although I live alone, so I probably won't have that problem unless the horses turn on the water or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I was watching some videos, YouTube videos, and this guy named Mark, he's a guy I kind of pops up on my YouTube feed, and I watch him every once in a while. And he had an episode on this mega block, and this is what they call a manifold. And so the manufacturer's Viega. I don't recommend them, one way or another, and I'm not being sponsored by them. So I want to make that perfectly clear. In fact, if I had to do it all over again, I would just send it back to Amazon and say, deal with it. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm a little bit eerie on this thing. So the first thing that irritated me is there's three fittings. These two on top and here. This one here is the main supply line. The blue one up here goes to the water heater, and then this is the come back. This one over here, the red one, comes back from the water heater, and they're all 1 inch. Okay, which I like the fact that it's 1 inch because that's more volume you get, and then they're all divided up into 1/2 inch, which is typical of a house, is having 1/2 inch lines. So I like that idea. And when I was watching the video, I said, I gotta have that. I'm gonna put that in my house. I think it'd be cool. The other idea that really dawned on me is what happens if you have a water leak? Let's say the toilet, runs over. You gotta isolate the toilet, or you gotta isolate the dishwasher or something. Well, you can come on over here and just turn these valves on and off. Well, in the process of me installing this thing, the Maniblock did not have these three fittings, and they're specialized fittings. They're 1 inch, and they're not the type of fittings that are pipe threads. So I actually bolted it up and unbolted it and took it to the hardware store at a couple places. And I said, hey, let's find something, and nothing matched up with it. I'm like, what? Why would they sell this manifold and give you all the fittings here, but not give you those fittings there? And so after about a week of searching and calling them on the phone, I finally called Viega. And I says, hey, what's the deal? Why do you not sell things? Oh, because there's many different, concepts out there. Many different, applications. You can hook it up to, 1/2 inch or 3/4, or you can put it to pipe thread, or, you can do all these different setups. I goes, there's really only probably 3 setups. You got, reduce it to a 3/4 so you can run, because your hot water heater is 3/4, and 1 inch and 3/4 or 1/2, if you want to choke it down, and you either go with the PEX system, or you go come in with PVC. Why don't you just include them in the box? Oh no, we can't do that. So he gave me a list because Viega doesn't sell anything. They're a manufacturer, so they have wholesalers. So you got to call the wholesaler. So the closest one to me is like 50 miles away. So I call the guy. Oh no, we don't have those. Wait a minute. How am I supposed to supply water And Viega won't sell them to me. And he said, well, we can order it, but it takes 10 to 12 days. I don't want to wait 10 to 12 days, do you? So I ordered them, and then I said, then I thought, I got the part numbers, because Viega gave me the part numbers when I was on the phone with them. And so when I got the parts number, I went on to Amazon, and 3 days later I had the fittings. But I'm still waiting for when I ordered the 3 fittings, they gave me a cap. Why would they give me a cap when they just give me 3 fittings? So anyway, as I was talking to the plumber guy in Huntsville, that's 50 miles away, I asked him, I go, what's the story on these mega blocks? These, oh, we don't use those anymore. We don't sell very many of them. We sell them every 1 a year or so. I go, well, why? It seems like a great idea. So, oh no, that's the old style of doing things. He says, most of your fixtures, like your sink, your all have shut-off valves. So think about it. If you look at over here, you have your wash machine, right? So you got an on and off valve right here, right? And then your vanities have an on and off switch, or on and off valve. And most of your plumbing all has, he says, so you really don't need this, because you already have, valves at the bases of the fixture. I said, oh, he says, and the other problem is these leak. I'm like, oh, great. Now you tell me it leaks. He says, we've seen houses flooded with these, they break or do whatever and they flood. I said, oh, great. That's all I need. So I'm really, first of all, I'm irritated because I didn't get the fittings. It didn't come in the box and I didn't get them, and they're hard to get. And 2, they don't sell very many of them because it's an outdated product. So I asked the plumber guy, well, how else do you run PEX? He says, well, you can run a trunk line. And that's the problem with cold running water, hot running water when you turn other fixtures on, right? You got this main trunk line coming through, and then you tee off the trunk line. And I just, because the trunk line's probably 3/4, right? And then you tee off 1/2 inch. I don't want to do a trunk system. The other way, there is another system out there, and it's similar to this. It's a different type of manifold. You've got 2 supply lines coming up, and you've got a bar. Just picture half of this, right? Then you got lines coming out. You got a pipe coming up from the supply line, and then you have fittings coming out. Coming out. It looks like I don't know. Have you ever seen an Arab's tail go up like this straight up when they're running? And you got these strands. This kind of looks like that. So anyway, and it was too late to do that because I've already got this. So, and this is kind of pricey. I think it was by the time I got the fittings, about $200. I don't recommend this. So I think it looks cool, and I think the concept is nice, but I wouldn't go with it. My recommendations, if you plumb it, don't go with a trunk line. I don't think trunk lines would be good, but there's other manifold systems. So basically what I did was I ran, so now away from the manifold thing, I ran 1 line to the shower, 1 line to the vanity. I ran 1 line to both the toilets. I teed off the toilet and urinal. There's the other line over there going to the shower. I got 1 line going to the refrigerator, ice maker. And then I got 2 lines, going to, hot and cold, going to the wash machine. And then of course, the hot water heater, I ran 3/4 out of it across the top and then back down to the manifold. So basically the plumbing is complete. I've got some more fittings that I want to tighten up and manipulate. I've got plenty. I got 4 or 5. I got 5 more spaces left on the manifold for cold. So that way, when I finish this house, I have one or 2 going to the master bedroom. So I'll probably have 2 going to the master bedroom. That'll supply water to the shower and vanity and the restroom, the toilet or whatever. So I'll have 2 up there, and then I'll have 1 going to the kitchen sink, 1 to the dishwasher, and by that time I'll eliminate this refrigerator, ice maker one, and then plumb it over there. So basically this room here, like I said, is the utility room, and I'll probably, since this room is going to be still in operation when I build the rest of the house, I will probably keep this open. I'll probably close cell foam it and then leave it open so that I can run my plumbing and other parts of the house as we go along. So that'll be interesting to how I would tie that all in. So anyway, that's it for the plumbing video. As you can see, we're already starting on the electrical stuff, and we're moving right along. So be prepared to watch some videos for electrical. I'm learning how a 3-way switch works. That's kind of an interesting concept. And I got to figure out, my biggest issue on electrical stuff is trying to figure out what recessed lights I want, 3-inch, 4-inch, whatever. So anyway, stay safe. Thank you for watching. And like always, we'll see you on the next video. Ciao.